Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Hope your holiday season was full of fun and special times. It's 2022, and I have a question for you. Do you set New Year's resolutions? A lot of people do, and that's great. But you know how it often goes, big plans, and then we get busy, and those plans fall by the wayside, and we don't follow through. Well, at least that's what happens for a lot of people. We often hear about new ways to approach big goals and resolutions, but what I want to talk about today is goal setting and overall success in achieving those things that you dream about, that you think about, and what holds many people back, and how you can successfully grow and take positive steps to help yourself every single day of the year. First, what are the most common resolutions people make? Any guesses? Well, think about yours right now. Maybe you've identified them and maybe you have a plan already for achieving them in 2022. Here are the top New Year's resolutions. And I want to mention this is year after year. These are the top New Year's resolutions: doing more exercise, losing weight, saving money, improving diet, pursuing a new career or a job, and spending more time with family. When I left the traditional news business earlier in 2021 and decided to become an independent journalist, all of those things were on my list. I was living a life that made my goals almost impossible to achieve. I was getting up in the middle of the night as a morning news anchor. I wasn't eating well because of that. I wasn't able to spend quality time with my family. I had a job everyone thought was perfect, a dream job. I worked hard over many years to achieve what I did in my career, to be a successful anchor. But you know what? Who cares in the end if your main priorities in life are not achievable because of the situation or the job that you've put yourself in? Even if you worked really hard to get to that goal, I'm here to tell you it's not worth it if you're not happy. So let's make happy goal number one, okay? Over the years, I've talked to thousands of experts, authors, entertainers, you name it, about their success. It's really what I love about being a journalist is I learn something new every single day, and sharing that with you and now giving you that information on being healthier and happier. That's my passion. So today I want to go deeper in how to successfully set goals so that you can be happier. So let's start with how to set those goals and resolutions, if you want to call it that. I think that there's a stigma around the word resolution. Like if you fail, you are a failure. So I don't like that word in general, but that's just me. I stick with the word goals. It's a simple word. And regardless of when we set those goals, we can start making changes. The new year, of course, that's a good time to think about it and even to talk to your family about their goals. But don't feel that you have to wait and make a lofty list of goals only in December to start in January. So if you haven't set those goals now that it's past the new year, you're not behind today, tomorrow, or this weekend, next month. Any time is a good time to improve yourself. So let's talk about what type of goals you want to set. And what I like to say is what really matters to you. Sit down and take some time with this. It's no surprise that most people set health goals. It's why health is a pillar of this podcast and my business. We all want to be healthier, more energized. We just want to feel better and live longer. And the same goes for time with family and career goals. So take some time to really ask yourself those questions. What matters most in my life? Is it your career? Is it time with your loved ones? Is it getting in shape? It might be all of those things, and that's great. I think this is something that all of us should do as individuals, but also something that we can do as a family. We started an activity this year as a family here in my family. We found old magazines, books, scraps of paper, photos. We printed some things from online and we made vision boards. And I love this so much because it's a fun way to dream and visually create inspiration for yourself. It helps you and your kids connect with your goals. And the other thing that's really cool about it is it's tangible. You walk by it, you think about it, even when you don't realize that you're thinking about it. Your mind is so much more powerful than you even realize. And seeing and thinking regularly about what you want in your life is very, very powerful. So if you want to make a vision board, I have a free download on my website with a step-by-step guide on how you can do this and give you some ideas there. You can do it alone. You can do it with your kids. You can do it with your friends, whatever that might be. And you can help them and your kids just go for it. You can even let them do it on their own. Just give them a little bit of guidance. And I think that you're going to find that download link to be really helpful in the process of building a vision board. And you can find that, by the way, in the show notes. You can also find it at natalietysdal.com. So let's talk more now about setting goals. The vision board, a great way to remind you and inspire you. But what should the goal actually look like? Maybe it's, I want to lose weight. But how much more power would it be if you said, I want to eat clean. I want to cut out sugar. I want to eliminate soda in my life. Maybe it's, I want to stop eating out, where that's where my weakness really is. Doing this and being very specific about those goals can really be impactful. And maybe you say to yourself, I want to do all of this for 3 weeks or 21 days. Have you heard of the idea that it takes 21 days to really form a habit? A little background in that. The idea can be traced back to psychocybernetics. It's a book published in 1960 by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And the book became popular. To this day, people reference that 21 days as a real number for forming a habit. And for some people, it works. But you know what? If you fail before 21 days, don't give up, because for others, it just takes longer. What it's really about is changing the way you do things that have become habits. Maybe that's, I've done this before, hitting the snooze button 3 times every morning. Well, change that if you want to get up and exercise in the morning before you have to leave for work or take the kids to school. Make that one habit change to your goal instead of just, I want to get healthier overall. Be very specific, break the goal down, and then set new goals when you've successfully changed that first habit that maybe isn't supporting your overall goal, like being healthier. You know, when I was a news reporter, I love to use this example. And early in my career, right out of college, someone told me, don't try to do it all at once. Concentrate on one thing at a time. So for me, when I was sitting on the news desk or out as a reporter, I thought about one thing at a time. Like today in this live shot, I'm just going to work on smiling, because I can be really serious sometimes. I'm going to forget about all those other things I need to work on. I'm just going to smile. And then on another day, it was, I really need to memorize my copy. I'm not going to worry about smiling, not going to worry about my posture and all the other million things people have told me to do. I'm just going to memorize. And other days, it was other things. But if you just focus on one thing at a time, I promise it's going to help lead to your overall success. I tell the kids that I teach this story, and I have them do the same thing. Just one thing, just really master that one thing and then move on to the next thing. Because, you know, the brain, it forgets when we try to do too much all at the same time. I also like to use what I call, maybe you've heard of this, and I think there are different terms for this, but I call it habit stacking. If you regularly make coffee in the morning, like I do, why not set your water bottle by the coffee pot to remind you to drink a full glass of water before you drink the coffee, and also put your vitamins there so that you regularly take your vitamins, or whatever it is that you need to do. Stack those things that you already do well next to the things that you're trying to do so that you become better at all of those things and you form that new habit. Maybe your goal is to have time with family. Get into the routine of texting the family on a Sunday with the things that you all want to do for the week. Maybe it's, we want to sit down together on Wednesday night or whatever that is. And we want to be sure that our schedules align, but get in the habit of doing it at the same time every week and stack it next to something else. Like on Sunday night, I often make a list of the things that I need to do for the week. So I am getting into the habit of putting on my list, text the family, set a date that we all get together at least once. We try for 3 or 4 times a week. It doesn't always happen with busy kids and all of their schedules. But if you start the habit and you stack it next to something else that you already are good about, I promise you're going to be more successful about it. Also, be very specific with your goal. I want to give you that inspiration in very specific, not just I want to be healthy, not just I want to lose weight. Because if you're not specific, you're not very likely to actually achieve those things. So one more thing I want to tell you has helped my family and me personally. 6 years ago, I started a yearly theme for our family. It's become a favorite and something we all look forward to the week between Christmas and the New Year. I got the first year, and now this is what everybody likes. I got necklaces and I had printed our yearly word. The first year it was gratitude. The next year it was tenacity. You get the picture. And I write this word even at the top of my to-do list every week. It really is top of mind all of the time. The girls got necklaces, and my husband and my son, I made little necklaces with the dog tag on it. And now they have, I think we've done it for 6 years. They have an area where they hang all of those. And when they're having a hard week, they wear them. And my girls wear them all the time. But, for the guys, they wear them just to remind them how much they are loved and what that theme is every year that we can go back to. We wear them. We say this word in our family prayers. We have just loved this family goal that we have every year. So I encourage you, do something like this, even if it's just for yourself, a yearly theme, a yearly word that you can use to inspire yourself. You might even put it on your vision board if you're going to make a vision board. It's also a way to start teaching kids how to set goals and how to use these inspiring parts of their life or words in their daily lives. So I hope that all of this is helpful. I wish you all the best as you head into 2022. And remember, it's a daily thing, not just a yearly process that we do New Year's Eve heading into a new year. You can start over anytime. And let me leave you just with this. Give yourself some grace. The one thing I see as I teach kids in high school, and even with my own kids and myself, is the notion that we have to be perfect. And I like to say it doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. If you are following the goals that you set for yourself most of the time, like eating clean 80% of the time, maybe you slip up, that's okay. Don't let it derail you. Jump back in the next day. Keep that vision board somewhere you can see it. Stay positive and know that you can do absolutely anything that you set your mind to. I'm so glad to have you following this podcast. And don't forget to go to my website for the download on putting together a vision board, and hit subscribe to this podcast in whatever podcast player you are using. I would appreciate it so very much. I promise to keep bringing you topics that help you stay motivated with your family, your health, and your mindset here in 2022. And I'd love to hear from you on social media. You can find those links also in the show notes. I care about each and every one of you, and I pray you have a happy and healthy new year. I'll talk to you next week.